Hello, everybody. It's just told me I'm live. So, welcome to, well, Sussex is dry at the moment. It's a bit sunny, but also quite black clouds out there. So,
Yes, you're
not,
obviously on the verge of it because we're very sunny
yeah,
here.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
as you can hear the voice in the background, let's
Yeah.
bring
Guess who?
Andy in.
Hello.
Yeah, he's, 8 mile further south, 6 mile further south than
Yeah,
me.
it's certainly no more than 8, is it? No.
No. So, we can give you a broad Sussex view of the weather.
Oh,
Um,
we'd be right
it,
broad. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm going to dump Andy in the background for a
Fine. I
minute.
shall enjoy that.
I'm going to get myself organised further so that you can see what we're going to be turning. Let's bring that camera in. I think it's that one. Wake up, it is. So I'm going to move the mouse because that's got a habit of sleeping in the sawdust and I can't find it to turn it off. But hey ho. Right, what have we got on there? This, I need to kill that so I can see what I'm looking at. It's better. Right, it's 11 from end to end and it's almost round. It's about 6 inches. So to compete with the vase challenge that someone's set and one or two others have had a go at, I'm going to make this into a vase. Now, the bottom is going to be here. That is a row of burr, pippy branches, and at the top here is another row. Now, I can see those there, which you can't see very well, but they go right to the centre. So I'm hoping all of these pippy bits go right to the centre. So I'm going to get myself organised, get some glasses on, get this set up, get some dust extraction turned on and working, and while I get this into the round, I'll let my boy tell me who's in,
I've
and
been called that for years.
we can go from there. So
Okay. Right. I
a
shall be
little
using
bit
the
of
participants list, so we'll see how accurate that is.
uh-huh.
It's not looking very many, but so Chris Dodds, Circular Wood by Keith, whoever he may be, Douglas Mugham, Greg Alexander, I Love Wood Turning Adam, Lawrence Begasia, Rob CP, Robbo Robertson. Hello, Robbo.
Hi, Robbo.
Somebody's just jumped. Mark the Gentleman Woodturner, Robert Dolman, Sid's Repurposing, Steve Scott, Terry Hooper, Trevor P, Hobby Turner, and Woodworm Paul. Somebody else has just, Peter Corcoran's just come in. See extra names arriving. Welcome to all of you.
Yes, hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me in this.
And David J. Heath has just come in as well.
Oh, from Guildford.
Guildford, yep. The Guildford Turner.
Yeah. I knew Steve Scott said he would try and be in. I spoke with him last night. And I'm glad Robbo's in.
Yes, that means he's able to get in, so...
Yeah, I'm glad he's feeling a bit better. And thanks for your updates, Robbo. Because we don't like to see anyone sick. But, it's nice to know that the nurses are looking after you and you're making a little bit of headway. Right, that's cutting nice. There's a
So
massive.
if I missed anybody off, do please give me a prod, and I'll give you a shout.
So all I did to start with was to. This is mounted on a 4-prong drive. So I worked out where the centre was. I took the whole lot outside and I beat crap out of the drive with a big hammer. So that's actually driven into the end. And on the revolving end, I've got a revolving stem centre. So we should be getting quite a good drive and got quite a good hold on it. It's certainly cutting well.
Joe Senior is in.
Hello, Joe. This is about 12 years down. And it's come from just up the road from me. It's a big home, flats, whatever you want to call it now. There was a princess living there. And I did some work for her. And she didn't really want to pay me what was worth, the job was worth. So the gardener says, oh, she's always like that. She's a bloody nuisance. Agree on a price and then say, oh, it's not worth that. Well, after you've done it.
It's you, Joe.
He said, do you want any of that yew outside there? Is that any good to you? I said, yes, please. So I had it.
Too right.
Yeah. I did cut some, but I think it was about 5 ton I brought home in the end, in branch form. So I think I was the one that won out in the end. So right now I'm going to put a tenon on this end to hold into the mega gripper jaws. So somewhere the baby calipers.
Brian at Woodturned is in. Did I say him?
I didn't hear his name. That's a pretty
he's
good
in.
guesswork. I've got to say it, Brian. Why aren't you out in the workshop playing with your lathe?
That's unkind. That is cruel, that is. But funny.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but at least they've admitted there's an issue with the lathes and they're doing something about it. So it won't be too long before you can get back on there and start playing again.
Should have gone to Axminster, Brian.
Yeah, they ship all the way from China.
Absolutely. And they work. It's not funny, you're quite right, Mark.
It's not funny, it's hilarious. Who said that?
Mark, the gentleman woodturner.
Yeah. Yeah. It's flicking. Yeah, I see Flick's crept in.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Flick.
Sorry, Flick. Missed you.
Now you can see I'm getting quite decent sized shavings off of this. I'm using the side wing as a skew, basically, pushing it down.
Well done, Brian.
A little bit off the top in a minute.
Brian said if I was a bitter man, I might rise to that, but I'm much better than that. Of course you are, Brian.
Yeah.
If we didn't think you were, we wouldn't be saying it anyway, to be honest.
We wouldn't have mentioned it, no. Much.
Joe Senior says, how big are you intending the vase to be?
It's going to finish up between 9 and 10 deep and about 5.5 inch diameter. So until it looks right, I'm just going to be taking light cuts off the outside to get it to a shape and proportion that looks right. That'll be your doorbell.
It will be. I'll just turn it off.
Right.
I can ignore it then.
Right, I'm just going to use a bowl gouge in the bottom to see if I can define a bit more of the shape.
Joe's second question is it going to be a decorative or practical vase?
It's going to be purely decorative, unless you can find a glass bottle or something that drops into it.
Linnykins is in.
Hi, kiddo. She's off this week, so obviously not doing a lot. I think it's too tall.
I think your finger was about right.
Yeah. So I'm not going to finish the outside. I just want to get some sort of representation of the shape. It feels like there's a... No, I've got it round. There's a little bit of a bounce on there.
Klondike Craftsman's in. Hello, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis. That's coming up better. I want to try and get the outside about the right shape before I start digging it out. So that's not bad. That's not bad. I think I'm happy with that. Let's see how deep those cracks were. You can see the crack there. It goes all the way through from the top. I actually managed to get some super glue in that last night. So this is why I want to keep that there. You can see the flame effect of the purple, and you've got the pippy burr there, and there's a little bit of burr there. Well, I think I'm going to lose that if I cut that off to there, but small price to pay. It's got to look right, and if it doesn't look right, it's always going to be an eyesore.
And the Linnykins suggested stick a lid on it and it's an urn.
She's got the last urn I made.
Uh-huh.
And that's got a lid on it.
Robbo's saying he would put a lip on the top and curve it from the swell to the lip.
What, just a small lip?
Doesn't say that at the moment, but it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm looking at it more as a big glass rather than anything else at the moment. So I've looked at the designs in several different books and catalogues, and I think I will just go with the straight side and a fairly broad bottom without a foot.
I'm in favour of broad bottoms. I tend to sit on one most of the time.
That's why it's broad.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I just need to reduce the mortise a fraction, the 10 and a fraction, because I can see that's not going to fit nicely in.
Joe Senior is asking who sets these challenges. I think it was a combination of Brian and Steve Kay.
Right.
Or as Chris Dodd said, some nutters who should know better.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it's a challenge as much as a means to an end that we've all doing something similar for a change.
Yeah, it's got a nice sort of group feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Woodworm Paul says apparently everything is Mark's fault, so
it probably is.
And he is here to defend himself, so that's all right.
But we don't have to listen to him, though. Right, so now I can get rid of tailstocks.
And Joe Senior approves of Woodworm Paul's comment, but it will be Mark's fault.
Yeah, so you can see how deep I managed to drive that 4-prong into the wood, and it didn't move once.
The old-fashioned ways are the best sometimes, aren't they?
Yeah, so there is the 4-prong drive driven into the bottom. Or shall we say I beat crap out of it with a big hammer, but it didn't move, which is what it shouldn't have done. So now that can go into there.
Nearly.
Well, it will do when I open it.
Should do. Oh, yes.
Yeah. So just pinch it up, and I can bring the tile stock up, which is as near as damn it there. So slacken it off, tighten up the tile stock, push it in, tighten it up. So my chuck's got 2 tightening points, so I shall work round both of them twice just to make sure. I don't really fancy wearing this. At a later stage of the turning. How are we running? It's a little bit out of true. Yeah, it's close. It's the same bit of wood, so that's good. Now this is 10 inches out of the chuck. So I'm not going to be taking aggressive cuts. You can't really see what I'm doing, and I can't get a camera on there for a minute because I need to keep it parallel with the bars. No, still can't see. So all I'm doing is just truing up this end. I'm making a hollow, a divot for my drill bit to engage in. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah. So again, you can't see, and I can't get the camera.
You haven't got a camera on the tailstock.
No, I can slide that one along a bit.
Just about shows the entrance, but you're probably going to be standing there, aren't you?
Yeah. Let's move that along. Fully removable, but you won't be able to see.
Sidley 61 is in.
Let me twist this round. Where's the end? It's there. Right, you're upside down, but at least you can see what I'm doing. So,
yep.
There is a bit of tear out from the branch as it was cut. So I've got a divot in the middle. I'm going to put a twist bit in my tailstock, and I'm fairly fortunate that I've got some 2 Morse taper drill bits, so I can gently wind this in there. And, especially for the Aussies, this one, guys.
Lewis has said, are you filling that crack or making a very heavy walled vase?
No, the crack on the outside is good. That was filled last night with super glue. So I'm not touching the crack. I'm still debating whether I'm going to bring this top down tighter. I think it needs to be smaller at the top.
Flick says it's the right way up for the Aussies, so that's
exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So you can understand what I'm doing, and I can see what I'm doing, but the rest of you will have to guess.
Oh, hello.
How about that? Look at that technology.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're sharing it. So I'm drilling this at about 400 maximum revs. Like I say, I can't give you a definitive readout because this one doesn't have one. I'm just coming up to the end of the flutes.
So batten down the hatches. Benjamin is in. Hello, Ben.
Right. So that's done what I expected it to.
Oh yes, so it has.
Yes. I can fix that.
There speaks an ex-plumber.
Yeah. So get rid of that lot. Windy. I don't know whether the baby
Yeah.
drill will fit.
No, it's gone the right way up now, David. David Matchett, I think he's new in.
Christ, that's hot, that drill bit. Don't grab that end.
Oh, Brian's got to go. He's got to speak to Record Power. They've responded to his inquiry, so he needs to speak to them. Bye, Brian. Hopefully see you later.
Right, my short drill won't fit. So that's as far as I can drill it. Quite happy with that. That's down a fair way. I can drill it a bit further later on once I've started hollowing it if I need to. So I want to thin this top down. I'm not overly happy with the size of it. I think that's looking better. So
That's a bit more shapely, isn't it? Yep.
yeah, let's bring this camera back along. Hold on, guys.
We're on the move again.
That way round is the right way. So you can see what I'm doing now.
David Matchett is another Australian.
Okay, didn't mean to do that. So we'll just tart that up.
Hello, David.
Right, what I was looking at doing is to see whether I like the idea of a bead on the top. I know Robbo suggested there should be a lip to it.
Peter Corcoran says he's getting seasick now.
Oh, stop moaning, you poor old bugger, you.
I thought it'd be a comment rather like that. A fellow West Sussex Woodturners member. Real simple things is in. Hello, Baz.
Hello, Baz. Lunchtime, mate?
Bernie.
Surprising how aggressive you can be with a spindle roughing gouge.
Yeah. It's surprising how well those gripper jaws hold as well, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, Pete Twisted Trees is in. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Pete. How's your ankle bearing up, mate?
He's threatening to do a vase if he gets time, so must be feeling a bit better.
Right. So
I think probably the bead could be a little smaller, don't you? Or is that just me being picky?
no, it's not a good bead at the best of times, but it's easier to start with something that's a little bit too big
Oh, absolutely.
and
Yes.
then reduce it.
Nick Castle is in. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick. You're looking at this in a bit of shade, so what does that look like? I think I'm happier with that.
Yes, it's better. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is we'll keep it then, guys, eh? Quite happy with the proportions on that now. Yes, it looks
Good.
better. Looks better. I'll just clean up some of this crap while I'm still online, and then I can put the drill bit in and actually get a little bit deeper as well.
Twisted Pete says his ankle is all better, thanks, Keith, but chasing my tail to catch up. Got 50 bowls to get out to a wedding before the end of the week.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, forget sleep then.
They're not going to be big bowls in, are they, Pete? Little 6-inch finger bowls. Right. That's out of the way. That one go in now. No. Where did I throw the hot one? Because it was hot.
Yes, you did throw it somewhere, but
I dropped it because it
right.
wanted to bite.
Mm-hmm. Well, Alison's in. She's now watching.
Hi, Alison.
It's good afternoon, everybody.
I don't know what the noise is like from your end.
It's fairly horrendous.
Yeah, good. It is here as well.
Yeah, we can live with it. Oh, Jennifer is in. Jennifer Crafton Creations.
Jennifer Stroughton.
Stroughton, yeah. Stroughton. However you pronounce it, it's the same person.
Same person, and welcome.
Rob and Douglas are discussing washing and whether the weather's good for drying. So I think Rob must be looking after the house for a while.
Yeah, he's on house duty, isn't he?
Yeah.
Does the cooking.
I know the feeling, Rob.
Yeah, you don't do it either.
I do. I wouldn't get any food if I didn't cook. And I can say that knowing she's listening.
That's just about the right depth. Okay, so with that being the right depth, I don't need anything lined up. So I can swing this a fraction now, and I'll put on a shorter tool rest.
She's got one in, Alison. He said he cooks. I do the rest. And she's quite right.
Yeah.
Oh, prepare for another choppy seas.
Well, what have you done?
No, you're going to be moving the camera in a minute, I hope.
Yeah. Now I've got that round there, I can bring the big sucker up a bit further.
Yep.
It's all about self-preservation. Right. Okay.
That's better. Yep. Oh, no, lost it.
Yep.
There we go. That's better, yep.
What I'm trying to do, and I do most times if I can, is to show you what I'm actually looking at. Because it's no good me looking at this end and showing you down there, which you can't see. So, Simon Hope, his baby.
Wonderful little tool. Yeah, Rob says he's been doing the housework for 7 months. He's absolutely sick of cooking 5 different meals every day and the never-ending washing. Yeah, I think all the kids don't like the same thing. I think is what the answer was.
Right.
I seem to remember from a previous occasion.
Right. It's a bit high. You really want to be cutting at centre. So I know where the top of this is because of the 2 grub screws. So I'm setting them over to me at about 45 degrees to ease the cut.
It's all gone very domestic in the chat.
All right. I bet daughter's not mentioning anything.
No. It's just mostly Rob. I don't mind washing dishes and cleaning the kitchen, but I don't like hoovering. So, he's having a good run. Get it off your chest, Rob. You'll be all right.
Yeah. We don't mind, Rob.
Ben's joining in because he did some washing, put it on the line, and some bird shat all over it, as he put it.
Who was that?
Ben.
Oh, right.
Ben jamming. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's telling Rob that he's allowing his kids to be far too fussy.
Tighten it up. Don't want the headstock swinging round. That's what records do at the moment, apparently. So I'm now running in reverse.
Linnekin said Kenny had the shark out earlier. That's code, right. I think.
No, it's the Hoover.
Right.
I got one of these cordless Hoovers.
Oh, the shark. Yep.
Yeah, keep up with it, mate.
Yeah, I will. I'll try.
Wonder whether a little bit more volume will cut the vibration down.
Mark Stroughton's in. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark. No, it doesn't. Cuts better at slightly lower speed. Now, by hollowing in reverse with the lathe in reverse, I can actually see down the side of the chisel and the side of the vase, so I can keep them fairly parallel. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the tool down and pivoting on the palm of my hand. So I'm finding the centre, the hole, holding it down and just pulling it across the face of the wood. Now, before I go too deep, I want to set the wall thickness. I think I'm about there with it. So we're looking at about, perhaps not quite, but not far off. So that's 1/2 inch, it's saying, wall thickness there. So I'm going to go down a little bit more. But I've obviously got to be a little bit careful. Now this yew is cutting an absolute dream. It's almost cutting too easily.
Douglas Mungham says your thickness gauge is a great bit of kit.
Yeah, I don't know where I got it from. I think it was off Axminster a good few many years ago. It's Imperial.
Yeah, Simon Hope does a sort of similar one, but metric.
Right.
It's a different shape altogether, but it has the same effect.
Yeah. So I'm so 4, 5, just over 5/8 thick, the wall. So before I go any
15
deeper,
mil to anybody else.
Yeah. I'm going to put that in forward. I'm going to use the Simon Hope baby disc scraper and just true up the inside. So now I'm cutting forward. So I'm going to be working down in about 2-inch increments, or 50 mil to you outsiders. And what have we got now? We've got 5/8 of an inch, which I'm quite happy with. And with that big split there, I think that's the sort of thickness I'm going to leave it at. Don't need to go any thinner. Don't need to prove any points that you can get down to almost negative numbers.
Oh, Douglas was actually talking about the hollowing tool. So yes, it is. Lovely bit of kit. That's Simon Hope as well.
It's Simon Hope with a Hamlet handle.
Fine.
This is going to be regular stops. Now I don't happen to have a hoover in here, so hand over the mouth. I'll drop the pressure back on the blower, on the air gun, so that it doesn't come out and fill the workshop up with dust or my lungs. So what have we got? I've got the Simon Hope 6mm head
Pro hollower
in a handle from Hamlet, and the overall length of that, because there's bound to be someone that wants to know exactly how much it is 32 inches from nose to handle, end of handle. So I've got quite a bit of leverage there. I'm in 10 inches. So 10 inches in is about 40 inches counterbalance. It's about 4-1 if I remember the guide that someone gave us the other day.
Yes, Douglas, this one is the 6mm, Simon Hope. The other one, I think, was the 12mm.
That was just a disc cutter.
Just, yeah, the HSS steel.
Yeah.
Jobby.
I don't think I can get down to where you can physically see what I'm doing inside. I can't. You can see the end of it. Headset was vibrated off. Stick it in forward. Stand back and pray.
Benjamin saying, isn't it 23mm, the HSS one? I don't think it was, Ben. I think it looked about 12mm to me.
No, the one I'm using now is about 23.
Yeah. You had another one, didn't you?
I've got a dinky one. Got a straight one, which is nothing to do with Simon, but this is a 12mm follower.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. It's not Simon Hope, no, radio.
No. It's 12mm, and it's some Chinese sheepy. It's quite good for planing down the inside, truing it up. It's a carbide cutter on that one. So let's get rid of some of that dust.
And Robbo has said, shouldn't that tool rest be further back?
No, I'm on true. I was deep enough in there to start with, Robbo, that I was actually on the
shaft.
Yeah. It's virtually in line. It could be back a fraction more if I wanted to, but there's very little cantilever on the end of this. It's only about an inch, so I'm quite happy with that and pulling it around there. I don't feel as if I'm compromising my safety at all. So reverse. grabbing because there's a build-up of shavings in there. Again, hand over. It's surprising where they come from. Can't see. So we're now down 4.5 inches out of 7 inches. So we're getting there. And I knew this would always be a slow one and a little bit boring for you guys watching. Why are you grabbing like that? There's a funny bit of wood down through the middle. What I'm getting is I'm getting the end of the pippy burrs that are coming in, and I'm also getting caught on the centre, which isn't centre. So. But I was also trying to take too big a bite, which is quite easy with this baby.
Two questions, Keith. First one is Douglas Mungham saying to me, is there any problem with the 6mm hollower talking? And I think TORQUE. And I think the answer to that is no, there isn't, because it's such a small disc that in fact it doesn't try and spin you out of control.
No, you've only got, well, I've got it set so it's about 1 inch out the end, or 25mm. So from there, the length of the tool, the other 31 inches, is all, what is this, 1/2 inch bar? It's quite strong and solid, so I don't think, if I was to put it in dead open, 90 degrees vertical up at 12 o'clock, yes, it would get a grab, but I'm putting it in at about 3 o'clock, between 10 past and 1/4 I'm putting it in, so I'm trying to keep the aggressiveness of the cutter to a minimum.
And then Nick Castle says, when changing from forward to reverse, is it necessary to stop the lathe?
Not on this one.
Because it depends on your lathe, doesn't it?
Yeah, not on this one. The inverter goes through a 0. So I just flick the switch. This isn't the original.
And as Robbo says, on most machines, yes.
Yes, on most of them, but this one I can go straight from forward to reverse. I'm running a Vericon Speed Genie unit. And there are many out there at the moment. There's no one better than the other. But if you are looking at anything major, what I would say is just because some out there are only a couple of £100, think of what you're investing in and what you're using it for. when I changed this to the Speed Genie, I had to because I burnt or it burnt itself out, the original on the lathe. There wasn't that amount of variable speed units that you could retrofit to any machinery. So I was a little bit governed as to what I could actually put on there. And I'm quite pleased that I did go this route. And I've got the same one on the museum lathe as well, because that ended up playing up. But I think that was because it got damp. A bigger hole would have been an answer. Seeing as I've only got really rubbish Forstner bits, I was far happier with the Dormer bits that I've got. That's grabbing each time on the centre of the pith of the tree. And plus I did back to front then. There we go, and just coming up to the hour.
Yep, got a minute to go.
Sorry guys that you can't see a lot on this demo, but that is the only disadvantage of doing something slightly bigger and deep. Play ball. Still got 29 watching me. Thank you all very much. That is looking pretty good. And I'm at the bottom of my drill hole. So I'm 6 inches deep. And 7 inches is going to be the bottom of the vase. So I think I'm quite happy to say that we're more or less where we're going. Yes, the pith of the tree is well off of centre down the bottom. Right, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more out carefully. Just to radius the bottom a fraction. Dig in there with the round scraper. Time speed, build the speed up before we attack it. I think that
Technical question from Felicity.
right.
I've never used carbide, so probably a silly question. There's no such thing. Is it worth using a carbide hollowing tool in a negative position? For example, having the tool rest higher than centre with the tool angle on centre.
My experience with carbide and negative rake scrapers is you want them at centre, to cut at centre. I do slightly twist the cutting part of the tool, and even with this one, that's level, I was going in at about 15 degrees. So it is slightly trailing. A lot of it, cramping my finger. Right.
She means more for the base, I think, than the sides.
Say again, mate. More for
the base than the sides, I think, is what she just added.
Well, it is slightly dished. A lot of it is what the wood will allow you to do.
Yeah.
Some woods work a lot easier than others. And this being a fairly close grained piece of wood. Now I'm angling that at about 15-20 degrees. Just to lightly push down the wall, and that is literally just rubbing it. I'm going to need to go in the other way because the tile stock's in the way. I can just see through shining the light in the end at an angle, I can cast shadows in there. So it is possible to see where the high bits are. That's with a 12mm cutter. I'll go back onto the big one, the 23mm, and just run down there. All I'm doing is making the 6mm grooves 12mm, and then making them 23mm. So rather than it feel and look like an old 78 record, you're smoothing out the peaks and the valleys. So when I empty this in a second, a lot of this will be just dust, not shavings like we had before. And looking at that, I believe that will be the end of what's happening inside. Yeah, this is just literally dust in there now.
Rob CP was just asking that he's heard it's best to keep some weight in the bottom of a piece like this. How do you know how deep to go? Is it just a judgment call you make on each piece from experience? Pete Twisted Trees has answered that to some extent by saying yes. Rob, judgment call, weight of wood, width of base. Just don't want it too easy to knock over.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's sort of common sense thing.
You're looking at stability as much as design as well on a vase like this. That's quite a good finish inside, but I'm going to give that a quick hit with a bit of 120. See if this toy works. It's something I inherited from an ex-turner. You can buy the domes to go over it. I didn't. I just cut a 5-inch one, and I'm only going in a few inches because no one's fingers can go down that far. So it just needs to look smooth and respectable, because there's always going to be a turner that picks it up and says, oh, you didn't finish the inside very well. There's two ways you can get over that, and Andy and I were discussing this before we came live. An old turner used to do a lot of hollow forms, and they were always black on the inside. I said to him one day when he was demoing at club, why are all yours black inside? Oh, he said, boy, simple. If it's black, you can't bloody see it. Fine. So the idea of doing them black was you could hide a lot of the issues that you couldn't get to sand. So this is just going over it very lightly with a bit of 80, and that's second-hand 80 as well, just to refine the shape. And being new, you don't need to get it hot. You don't need to go excessive with the paper, and drop the speed right down to about 400, 500 max. Just refining it. Now I can find a bit of 120. There's a bit there. Fold it so that the joint is at the top and the two trailing edges are underneath. I'm holding it with my thumb and first finger. I can, once it's in there, I can take the thumb away. If it gets caught, it's going to pull it out of my hand, pull it off of my fingers, not a problem. There's no weight on that. But I can get down finger depth, 2.5 inches. So there is the possibility that if you wanted to, you could spray this on the inside, either with ebonizing lacquer or a black enamel tar paint. Anything really, just to make it smooth. Right, that was 120. Throw the boat out, and this is 240. Not going to waste a lot of time on the inside. You see how that started to grab and unwound? It just gently pulled itself round. The only bit I'm concentrating on at the moment is the very neck.
Rob CP says he's going to make one of those sanding sticks, and he's going to put 20 grit on his, that he might be able to hollow.
That's disappearing down my extraction quite well through guiding it over with my fingers and not having the air gun set too high a pressure.
Peter Corcoran's off to work. See you later, Peter.
Bye, Pete. Cheers, mate. Don't work too hard. Right. So, where are we now? I know I keep headbutting the bloody monitor because I've moved the camera down and everything. Let's bring it back up the bed a fraction. Lock it off. I'll let you see what I'm doing in a second, guys. Don't worry. Going to bleach out a bit, but you can still see it. Happy with that? I've got to dust my monitor down because I can't see it too well. And tickle the camera with the brush. Right. It's a bit ringed on the outside, so I'm going to define the base again, or better. I can cheat. I can use the handle as a depth guide, so that's given me about an inch of ballast in the bottom.
Can I put my link in for tonight, Keith?
Yes, please, mate. Please.
Cheers.
I was going to suggest you did it before too long. Longer tool rest. Much better, a bit higher, about there. Lock it off, get the speed up, and then that should cut a bit better. That's better. So theoretically, I'm using a skew. And taking angel hairs off. There's no weight on the chisel against the wood. just sitting up against it.
Robert Dolman's just off back to the lathe.
Thanks for stopping by, Robert. And go uphill. Very carefully. There's no weight. It is literally fluff coming off. And
Rob CP's asking if I'm making a vase tonight. No, Rob, I'm not, I'm afraid. I'd already got arranged with Keith for some timber. And unless you can make a vase, was it 12 inches wide and 2 inches
2 inches deep.
Which wouldn't be awfully successful.
As a vase.
Yeah. As a vase, no. But I have got one that I have made, which I will be sending a picture of.
So cutting uphill, that is quite an acceptable finish on there. That's easily sandable. I've just got to concentrate now on this bottom area.
Some nice colours in it too.
Can cut uphill carefully with, it's too close, with a spindle roughing gouge. Pick up the cut. That's how much the wood has relaxed since I've been turning it. I've got that bounce in there. So that's one of the reasons I didn't finish shaping this. I could go on to a spindle gouge. I've got more metal in this. And the only place I might need it is on this bottom bit because of the radius of the foot. Can you see that? Or am I standing in the light? I'm standing underneath the monitor, so I can't really see what I'm...
we can't actually see you at all at the moment because it's underneath your name.
Okay. Oh, I see.
That's better.
Okay. 1/2 inch spindle gouge. Taking the lightest of cuts. It's about 1/2 mil. Just to radius that round. So the foot, should it have one, is about there. Very light shear scrape, just to save a little bit of sanding. So I think I can get rid of the metal work, and there's just a little bit of a ridge there, but nothing that a bit of 20 grit wouldn't hurt. So where did I put it? 80 grit, sanding in with the lathe in reverse. It's about 550, maybe 600. Plenty fast enough. Drop it down when I go to the 120. That bit's 240. You're talking to yourself again. No, not me.
Yeah, you keep it going.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll find it later on. There's a bit of 120 somewhere here. That's 80. That's
Need a vacuum cleaner in there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That'll get tidied up, put in the sack and taken up to the horses, because I've got to go down the post box when I've finished. We only get a collection once a week, and that's a Tuesday afternoon between 2 and 4:30. If anyone orders any abrasive, it usually gets sent on a Tuesday after my live, because that's when it happens. 240. Quick flick over. Just wrap that round the bead. Change direction. Don't know whether you can see that, but there's a
Yeah, I can.
yeah,
And
there's
it's a bit
there.
further around in a different place.
Yeah. I said I could feel the wood had moved. So that was 80. Back to the 120. Never be embarrassed to have to go back and resand something. That was 120.
I wouldn't mind a couple of quid for every time I've done it.
I know. You think you've got it spot on,
and
then you
stop.
Yeah.
Stop and look at it, and it's not where you thought it was at all.
No. That's gone. So that took no time at all to get rid of that. What I've got, the gun. I'll get rid of the dust.
Oh, Pat Cummins just come in. Good morning, all. Hope everyone is well. Sorry I'm late. Just a bit.
Only a bit late, Pat. You can at least watch it on catch up. Okay, where's the sanding sealer gone? I'll use this. I'm not sure whether you can see that or not, or whether it's my glasses that are covered in dust. But you'll be able to see it in a second. Shellac sanding sealer, thin down 50-50-ish. And this one has got a little bit of grain filler in it, that it's got a China clay base, the same as a lot of makeups have, but it's very fine. The only reason I know it's got a filler in it is because it leaves a sediment on the bottom of my pot, so I have to shake it each time. Right, let's get rid of that noise. You guys are lucky you can't hear it.
Nope.
No.
The usual discussion going on about how poisonous yew is and how poisonous it isn't.
Yeah,
and
well,
which other woods are and what's suitable for horses and animals.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't. Where is it? Where have I gone? I'm there.
You're upside,
I'm upside
down.
Yeah, I've got the Aussie model, but I've got the chestnut snood on today to keep as much out of my lungs as possible, because there's nothing like trying to turn and talk with the full headgear on. Okay, it's here. I know it's here because I put it here. So I'm having one of those days. I had half tidy up, and then I wanted something, so I had to find it. So I buried it.
Yeah. What's this? The mouse you're looking for?
No, the mouse is good. The mouse
right.
is good. It's Yorkshire grit.
Ah, that's in a black tin. You no chance, you know.
Yeah, I know. Oh, let's take that off. I can breathe now. Oh, no wonder I couldn't see. Got a fog of dust on my glasses. Right.
Pete Twisted Trees has given quite a balanced view of you. Toxin B is in all of you, mostly in the leaves and berries, but also in the wood. How much varies, and it is known that red wine kept in U containers becomes highly toxic. Problem for wood turners is that we turn the wood to dust.
Mm.
And I think that sums it up fairly well. It's the dust.
Yeah. Okay, Andy,
from our point of view.
Where did I put the Yorkshire grit?
It's behind you. It always is. Well, in pantomimes it is.
I know, but it's not. I buried it.
Still down at Amberley?
No, I brought it home.
That was last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I brought it home, and I've also got a new one. But how stupid can I be? Apparently, very stupid.
Are you going to sanding seal it before you?
I've just sanding sealed it. Yeah.
Did you? Sorry. Yeah. I was too busy looking at the chat.
Okay.
Apologies for that.
Well, you keep them busy for a second, mate. I'm just going indoors to grab another one. I don't know how far
Darren is saying that the walnut is not good for horses. I've not heard that one. I've turned lots of walnut. In fact, laburnum and walnut and walnut are probably the three timbers I turn most. But yes, I mean, Darren also says that dust from nearly all woods is dangerous. Dust is dangerous, a full stop. So use a respirator or wind up on one, as he says. Yeah, it's dust is not a good thing, as all the experts learnt with asbestosis and things. All right, that's got more in it as well, but the dust itself doesn't help.
Right, I'm back.
Good. I've run out of things to say, so.
Right. And there we are.
You found it. Oh, good. Upside down, but that'll do. It's not Australian tin.
It's the Aussie model. So, yeah, how stupid can one get? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to be able to put my hand straight on it, aren't I?
Yeah, well, probably.
Yeah.
It's usually the way when you don't need it.
Oh, when you've been in and got the reserve.
Yeah. It's lovely colours in that.
Yes, this is now starting to bring them out.
Mm.
That's better. You can see again.
Quite definitely my favourite timber, I think.
It is for colour-wise. Mm. Right, put the lid on so I don't knock it over.
It's also sort of unexpected somehow, because it can be all sorts. You got the purple in there, haven't you?
I've got a bit of purple, yeah.
Don't always get that.
So work this in. I'm at about 350, 400. I can hear the grating getting finer and quieter, which means that the grit is working. So what I tend to do as I can is I now go into reverse and work it in reverse. Go all over it in reverse.
David Matchett suggested that as you put your Yorkshire grit away, you'll put it on top of the other tin.
You probably will. Yeah. Right, back
Yeah.
into forward and increase the volume. Get some heat into it, but I don't want to get too much heat into it because this is you. So I want to keep the paper moving a bit faster than perhaps you would normally.
Quite a discussion going on about dust and timber and what have you. Dust from MDF is not that good either. Douglas Mungham says it's a very fine dust, Douglas. That's the problem with MDF.
Yeah.
And that was why America banned it originally.
Yeah, a lot of the dust on MDF is actually the glue.
The resin, yep, absolutely. Yep.
That they holds the particles together with. Right, so I found a clean spot. So we now need to get this paper coming off clean, which it's not at the moment. I go for a second piece. To hell with the expense.
Give the cat a goldfish.
Yeah. So there's still a little bit of residue coming off there. A clean spot. What is that, David? The other side of the lathe? Is that what you're looking at?
Oh yes, it's your dust extraction.
My Hoover. Right, now that's come off virtually clean. Last quick wipe around. And that's come off absolutely spotless. So in the tradition of most turners, Hampshire sheen, high gloss, even if it is the Australian model. Still a bit fast. Drop the speed down a bit more. So more is less with this. Put that on nice and slow. We can creep the volume up a bit. Spread it out and throw the paper away. So that's another bit of paper. And lightly buff it off. You don't want to take off everything that you've just put on there. So there we are, guys.
Very nice.
One very shiny.
Does the crack go right through to the inside, or?
Yes.
It does, yeah. Thought it might do.
One very shiny, and that's where it was grabbing because that goes up at an angle, and that one goes up at an angle. So that's what was giving me the bit of a fight inside. So we've got the purples around here, brilliant oranges, and the ochres, and all of
pips,
the pips. I'm
Looks
not going to
beautiful.
take this off of the chuck today. I'm not going to part this off because I want to finish the inside slightly better than what it is, which I'm not going to, excuse me, waste time in doing live. But what I will do is I will put a picture up later on, as I always do, once it's finished. But there's today's my attempt at you still dressed, mate?
Yeah, I'm still dressed. Yep, absolutely. I'm not even asleep.
Oh no, that's Joe's job, isn't it?
It's Joe's job. That's right. Yeah, I wouldn't pinch that. Yeah.
So that's my attempt at a vase. I'm going over to, I think it's that one. It is.
That'll do.
Get rid of them.
Bit dusty, but
yeah, I know. So's the camera.
That's better.
That's better. You can see how much it's settled on my shoulders.
Yes.
So that's why I had this right up in front of me hooter all the time, and I've got a wall extractor up on there, and a big 4-inch dust extractor as well.
So you got a condom on your microphone as well.
Yeah.
Is that new?
Newish, yeah. I got it while you were away. Yeah, got it while you were away.
Yeah, it certainly made the difference in mine. In my
workshop.
Stops
it whistling.
Yeah.
It takes the hiss out of the voice.
It does, and I can also have my fan running.
Right.
Which is fairly essential in here in the summer.
So unless anyone has got any question, guys.
Chris Dodds said he would be proud to be in that vase.
It would probably take a small person because they give you a volume calculation for crematorium urns now.
Oh, do they? Right,
yeah, I know that because I had to make one for the Linnykins' father-in-law. Oh, so to make sure that I got one, there wasn't a lot of him. The right size, right sort of volumetric size. There is a website that you can go onto as well.
Gav said Woodworks going just off. I didn't realise he was in. So
he was in from the start, wasn't he? Hi,
was
Gav.
He?
Hi,
I don't remember reading his name up, but
okay. No.
If I didn't, I apologise. But bye.
So come over and listen to me waffling tonight with Andy Turning. And like I say, it's a short, fat pen he's doing, I believe.
I have no definite plans, but I've got a vague idea of what I want to do. And it's going to depend what the timber looks like, because it looks as though it's got some interesting grain, doesn't it?
It is a nice piece of oak.
Yeah.
And the Linnykins has said he was packed in nicely. So I must have got that just about right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Snug and cosy.
£1 each, 1 inch cubed equals £10. I think it was less than that. I'm not sure. Or it was the urn that I made ended up about 10-11 inches diameter inside, 10-11 inches deep inside, and about 4 to 5 inches diameter inside. And that took him, I don't know how much he weighed in the end. He wasn't 100 pounds. But there wasn't a lot of him. But like she said, he packed in there nicely. But there is websites out there.
Chris Dodds said they can scatter me on the workshop floor. Well, I suppose that's the safest place for me because my wife won't be cleaning it.
No. So I want to go into the woodyard down the workshop.
Yeah,
so that I can be trod on by a lot of people. Trod on by a lot more people than I am now.
I was going to say, carry on the way you got used to.
Yeah.
All the bowls Pete is turning for this job. They're all oak.
Yeah. This is oak, but it's not English oak. It's a sort of a home oak, silky oak. It's quite a strong one. It's almost a brown oak. It's got a nice brown fleck in it when Andy gets to sand it and polish it. And
there
the
it is,
picture does it no
nearly
justice.
in focus, but it doesn't know. But you can see that the medullary rays are there. There is some figure to it. It'll be interesting to see how it all turns.
Yeah. Sharp tools, mate. I'll guarantee that.
Yeah, I will get sharpened before tonight.
I didn't want to put you off, but yeah, I've turned one.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no, it's fine. It doesn't take too long to sharpen the tools. I keep them in reasonable order anyway. So just tickle them up. I think
the final cut will need to be sharpened up because it is a lot more aggressive than what this you ever was today.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys and girls, for popping over and watching us. There's 24 of you still there, so we're obviously talking a load of rubbish, which is why you're keen to keep involved. Terry Hooper, I'm going to Simmons yet on top of the long man. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No,
I suggested Alison chuck me in the dustbin, but I don't know. We'll see.
As rubbish.
Yeah, absolutely. I know my place.
Yeah, don't we all? Yeah. So pop in tonight and see if you can annoy Andy and myself again, guys, please.
Keep on trying. Yep.
Yeah. I believe Wayne's doing tomorrow lunchtime.
Wednesday, yes, he does.
I'm not sure if there is a live tomorrow night or not. If there is, it's probably the Flaming Nick, Mr. Sanding, but I'm not absolutely sure. Tomorrow, Thursday night, I believe Mark's taken over from Brian because Brian's broken his toy. So,
Thursday, is that not Scott's? Well, not Friday, Thursday.
Or is Brian doing, or is Mark doing tomorrow Thursday lunchtime? Yeah, Scott's doing tomorrow Thursday night. That's right. He's put a post up there about it. Yeah, it's all right.
Yes, he has. That's right. I've seen it. Yep.
Yeah, his age.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Thank you, everyone. Don't know whether Robbo's still in, but if he is, cheers, mate. You get your ass into gear and get yourself better.
Keep your recovery going. Yep.
Yeah, do as the nurses tell you.
Well, more or less.
Yeah, we know us woodturners know exactly what's right, but they are better at doing.
Sid's Repurposing is doing a quick pop-up live tomorrow about 11 o'clock UK time. Tomorrow 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And Pete says Thursday lunch could be Brian or Mark, depending on welder availability.
Yeah, so it's not going to be Brian. It's going to be Mark because I think he put a link up earlier on.
A cease and desist order. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. And Brian's pretty good on that. He won't. He won't risk it.
After what he said about how people should treat it, he can't possibly use it.
So. No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So. Anyway, guys, I'm going to hit the off button.
Yep.
I've got to go
Bye,
to
everybody.
the post office. So
there you are.
Thank you very much for. There we are. We're back to front. So thank you very much for stopping by. Sorry it's dragged on a bit and you couldn't see a great deal today, but
we can see enough.
Yeah, you've had a chance to have a rabbit with Andy because I've been quite quiet today, I think.
But in spite of that, it's been all right. Yeah.
Good. So the 20 of you that are watching, thank you very much. Hopefully see you all tonight. Andy and I are off. Felicity's off. Sid's off. Rob's off. So bye, everyone. There it is. Bye-bye.